one of my favorite things that people have said about this that have seen it, they said it feels so real.
Yeah.
It feels so fully real. And I mean, and they're talking about mer people, you know what I mean? So I mean, that's such a huge compliment, because I know that when you believe in something, you can be engaged in it and you care deeply. And that's why I think the film is more emotional.
You guys blew me away. Good job. Kudos. My 7-year-old me was flipping upside down. It's such an incredible film.
Oh, thank you so much.
Rob, first question's for you. What's the secret to making a live action Disney adaptation, to making it stand out from the original animated film?
You know, it's a different genre, so you can do something much differently than you did, with an animated film. You can bring depth to it. You can bring more feeling, more scope, more story. And hopefully more emotion. I mean, that's what we were excited about. You know, these characters, sort of life or death experiences that they're dealing with, things that they want so much. I mean, Ariel's character needs desperately to be part of a different world. She feels displaced and wants something more, and wants to break down those barriers and walls between her world and the above world. Very powerful message to us as we were working on the film. About tolerance and acceptance of someone that's different than you. And so, I have to say that was the goal for us, to do deep in it and make it something more powerful. At the same time, of course, you have the beauty of the film and the fun of the film and the joy and the humor, all of that. But I feel it's like a bigger meal in a way. You have more you can create with a live action film.
I couldn't agree with you more. And look, the music in this film is magical. It captured me just as the original did back in '89. And John, question for you is, what was it like working with these two genius musical composers, Alan Menken and Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Well, it's great. I mean, you couldn't ask for better collaborators. And Alan, Lin, of course, we know. We have history with him. But Alan was new, and the most open soul, that's why he's so great. That's why his genius stays alive, is he listens to everyone. He's nothing like you. He listens to everything, and the best idea wins. He doesn't have this huge ego, this impenetrable, ego that says I'm right. He's there. He's like a child, like the 7-year-old that you're speaking of. And Lin has the same. Lin's a big kid. So when we wrote our first draft, we would decide, where the new songs should be. Mm-hmm. And then we came out with a template. We said, this is what it should be. This is what we wanted to say for the story. And they just embraced it. And they just said, more, just give us more. And it was that true collaboration, as if they had never done anything of merit. Mm. So that's the best way to work with anyone.
I love what you guys do with Flounder, Sebastian, Scuttle, even Eric. I think Eric has a great song in this film too. You guys captured the essence of the original characters that everyone fell in love with, but you make them completely your own. Can you talk to me about balancing that, Rob?
Well, the most important part was obviously in terms of just the fact that the genre is different, so now we're in a photoreal world. Right. That's very important to remember. This is not an animated film. Even our underwater isn't as fantastic as people might expect it to be. It is not. It is, it's our blue planet world. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And so we get to go under that water and feel real people. And, it's funny. I really wanted people to feel the truth and the reality, even underwater, even in a fantastic world. I want people to believe those characters so they're engaged and care about them. So one of my favorite things that people have said about this that have seen it, they said it feels so real. Yeah. It feels so fully real. And they're talking about mer people, you know what I mean? So that's such a huge compliment, because I know that when you believe in something, you can be engaged in it and you care deeply. And that's why I think the film is more emotional, because I think you truly believe all of it.
John, there's some really cool touches in this that I think add to the animated film that happened in '89. But what inspired the inclusion of mythology like the siren songs influencing the mermaids and people hearing about that stuff?
Well, I love that mythology.
Me too.
I always loved. I remember as a kid, I saw a picture of the mermaids and luring the men to their deaths. And that was really fascinating to me. So I knew we had to get it in. Mm-hmm. And it just goes along with the misunderstanding of the other, of whether it be real, whether it be fiction. It's something we all grow up with. And that it was important that was truly our goal, our tale, is to break down those myths we all have of people or mermaids luring men to their deaths, and that was part of the fun.
Yeah, we love that. We love that Eric doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe in that, and he's and the sailors, of course, in our film are so fearful of them because they're different than them. It's about acceptance between two worlds.
I got to talk about Halle. She is incredible. You talk about the perfect Ariel. You guys cast the perfect Ariel.
Thank you. We feel the same way.
Talk to me about when you guys saw her for the first time and when you knew immediately, that's our Ariel.
You won't believe this. She was the first person to come through the door.
Yeah, we had seen her on a show, and we both said to each other,
what about her?
There's something special.
Didn't really know her.
The quality, the presence, the otherworldliness. So we brought her in first.
And we said, would you like to sing or read first? And she said, well, I like to sing. So she sang Part of Your World. I remember she shut her eyes and started to sing the song. And by the end of the song, I was in tears. I thought, this is so moving. She's so deeply connected to what she's singing about, what she's feeling. And I really remember turning to you saying, have we found Ariel? Like, this is the first person. But then, of course,
we could have saved so much time and energy if we had just trusted our gut. But no, we had to.
No, but we saw hundreds and hundreds of girls after that because we really needed to make sure this was the one. But she set the bar so high with all of it. She had the incredible passion and strength, but she also had vulnerability, like you were saying, a sort of an otherworldly, ethereal feel and look, and naive. She was only 18 when we first auditioned for us. So it was the full package. And then
the star-like quality on top of it, which was even greater than
she came back many times. She came back many times, and then and we did a screen test with her. But ultimately, we didn't even have to choose.
Sure,
she claimed the role for hers.
She's incredible. I mean, you should have heard the press screening I was at. The ovation for her after that first song was incredible. But look, thank you guys so much for your time. The movie's fantastic. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
So much. Thank you for the T-shirt you're wearing. Yes.